Joking. All right, good evening, Saugus. Welcome to the February 8th, 2024 meeting of the Library Board of Trustees. I will be filling in tonight for Chair Mike Sullivan, who has been excused. So we'll call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. And I guess I'm going to do the roll because I'm also the acting secretary. So Director Tebow is here. Trustee Faringo is here. Trustee Bell.
Present.
Trustee Yeager.
Present.
Trustee Murray.
Present.
Trustee Dion and Chair Sullivan are absent, excused. So last month we did not have a quorum, so we need to approve 2 months worth of minutes. So I guess we'll start with December's meeting, right?
Yes. Okay, so we need to make an adjustment. It actually says September 14th, 2023, and it should read December.
December 14th.
So it's the one on your right-hand side?
Yep. Okay, we will make that adjustment. Anybody see anything else on that one? I don't
No.
think so. Okay.
Except as written? Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed? Okay. Let me just make a quick note to the meeting date. While I'm typing this in, if you guys would like to look at the January minutes. Any issues with that one that anybody sees? Nothing? No spelling errors? Shocked.
Got the date right on this one.
I got the date right on that one too.
Motion to approve the minutes.
All right, motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I have to abstain. I wasn't in the meeting.
You weren't in the meeting, okay. But we do have a quorum, so I guess that counts, right?
I think so, three.
Tell you what, Saugus, if you want to complain about the vote, come on down and talk to us at our next meeting. Okay, there are no members of the public present. I am greatly disappointed by that once again, because I am on the social media pages for the town. So come on down if you want to complain. So next, I believe, is the monthly financial statement.
Draw everybody's attention to labeled page 3 in the packet. It's something like this. It's our statement as of February 1st. Spending is pretty much on target. And don't have any problems right now with the budget.
Any questions, comments, concerned on the financial statement?
I'm looking at the fines and fees paid. I'm just curious about why November was so high and then there was nothing in December.
Bookkeeper was out for a period of time during that month, so the stuff needed to get taken care of. We caught up with it pretty much this month, or in January and the early part of February. You'll see a change in next month's, be a little bit more caught up, but yeah, that was largely it. We're not charging fees right now, or fines rather, Any fees we have would be lost books fees that people are paying. We just got a check recently, it was only for $81, so it didn't make this report, but the amounts are down significantly from what we used to do.
We have quite, the numbers look good on the printing fees, though.
Yes.
Again, with the exception.
Yeah, and we actually,
October.
we've got a couple of full machines, so we'll be taking care of those as well.
So it's a good service that we're providing for
It
the
is,
town.
it is, and we're making money, we're giving it back to the town, and the town pays for those fees
Right.
that we incur with the vendors and everything as
Right.
well, so, yeah.
So it's self-propagating,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, anything else? All right, then I guess we'll move on to the library director's report.
We'll be closed on Monday, the 19th, in observance of President's Day. I met with the town manager, town treasurer Wendy Hatch, and town accountant Donna Matarazzo on the 24th to look at our 2025 budget request, which I briefed to the board back in December. The town manager was supportive of our request. He did have some concerns about the provisions pertaining to department head raises. And it was sort of twofold. One was that he felt the amount that would have represented an increase of about $40,000 for this year, he thought that might be a bit too high, given other things that are going on. And I'm fully aware, we have a very small part of the budget, but those little bits add up. But the main problem that he had with it is that because the union is the sole bargain, or the sole business agent for the employees in the town, and what we would be doing here is identifying 4 employees and raising their status. And these department head titles are not actually in the contract. He worried that this was something that perhaps had to be handled through collective bargaining.
Why are the titles not in their contract?
What the contract is concerned with is pay levels and pay tables. So they talk about librarians, library associates, senior librarians. But there's no distinction made in the contract between a department head and...
And duties as assigned, is that
Well,
also?
let's say a department head and somebody who is doing a professional librarian's job, but doesn't have any supervisory responsibilities necessarily, or isn't running a department, that sort of thing. There's no differentiation in the language of the contract between the two of them, so it's something that would have to be bargained
So there's no
out.
levels within each?
Exactly, yeah, as there should be. I mean, if you have somebody, in my opinion, if you have somebody who's not only supervising people, but also setting goals,
Right.
managing resources, that sort of thing that a department head does do in this library, it makes sense that they ought to be compensated at a slightly higher level, at least. But he was concerned that, without the collective bargaining being in on this.
Oh, I totally
that-
understand
That
what
we
he's
might end
saying.
up with some kind of grievance on our hands or something like that.
So how does one go about getting, whatever, GS, I don't know if your GS is here or not.
No.
But, okay, well, for instance, a 12, whatever the title is, there are levels within the federal government anyway, and I think within the state. What would it take to add levels into the overall job descriptions?
Yeah, that has to be, well, there are no, the contract has no job titles really, or job descriptions. It just has pay levels that are named.
But within the level, there's,
Yeah, there are steps, there are 7 steps, 5 steps, I'm sorry, within each level, within each of the levels. But I know what you're
Is that
asking.
with
And what
tenure,
you're
the
asking
steps?
is exactly what I was trying to do
Yeah.
this year.
so are the steps now due to tenure versus
Yes.
responsibility?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's no differentiation between two
Yeah.
librarians, if you will.
So what is the incentive for someone to take on added responsibility without adequate compensation? I think
Yeah,
there's a
that-
name for that.
Yeah, there's the problem. What do they do at other libraries? Do they negotiate it in?
Yeah, and everybody's contract is a little bit different.
Yeah.
we're in sort of a unique situation here where we have this setup where our department heads are making the same hourly wage as everybody else. I mean, there are a couple of benefits, but they're not necessarily benefits of being a department head. Full-time employees under the contract get a 4% add-on to their salaries, educational incentive for having a master's degree. You get more hours if you're a department head because you're going to probably be a full-time employee. We have one department head who's a part-time employee at 25 hours. So we identified a problem. I put forward what I thought was going to be a good argument and a good arrangement. And I thought because we were trying to move them to a pay table that was already in the contract, that there would be no need for collective bargaining to get involved. However, the town manager pointed out that we don't differentiate in the contract between a department head and anybody else. So if they were to sit down and bargain it and say, we're going to move everybody who we've designated as department head into this higher pay bracket, then it would be done, it would be taken care of.
Okay.
Can we put this in the strat plan to actually delve deeper into how we can fix this situation in the next, year to two? I mean,
It's going to be, it'll be, if we go the collective bargaining route, which it appears we're going to have to do, then it'll be something that'll get negotiated in about 2 years, starting in July of 2026.
Okay,
July
so
1st
we
of
need to have the numbers to go forward, the hours, the pay.
Oh, yeah, I
all of
have that all worked out already. The issue here was a legal one.
Yeah, I get that.
That's what it was. And you know, the town manager was supportive. He understood what we were trying to do, and he, you know, said that this is something you need to do, but, you know, you and I can't just sit here in the office and do this. It has to be done with the bargaining unit in hand. The bargaining unit did offer me a memorandum of understanding that they thought we could do, but you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, we could probably do it that way, but we might be opening ourselves up later for one employee to say, no,
MOUs
that's
are
not
tricky.
fair. Yeah, it's not fair. And so it's, the better way to do it, I think, is to go into collective bargaining, so.
Now, did this also include another job, another position?
We did not do
You
that
didn't
this year.
forward
No.
it?
No,
Okay.
we got the, trying to think, over the last 2 years, we got 6 hours added to the children's librarian position, which made that a benefited position, gave us the extra 6 hours. We've been able to do a lot by having that extra time, particularly in outreach to the schools. Last year, we added an 18-hour-a-week position, which isn't benefited, but that allowed me to take a couple of other employees and give them more hours in the children's room and in technical services.
Oh, good.
So, you know, we're taking advantage of the largesse we have been given. And again, as I said, I think that the town manager and the other folks, you know, the treasurer and the accountant, were understanding of what we wanted to do and sympathetic. I think that's my take on it, but you know, maybe they'd say differently. But I felt they were sympathetic to our cause. But it's
Well, they have the
legal-
entire umbrella.
Yeah, it's the legal
So,
thing we have to worry
Has
about.
anybody asked the town lawyer?
I don't know. The town manager didn't categorically say no. He
Okay.
said, I got to think about it.
Is it possible to add the extra duties as a stipend?
Again,
There's a thought.
but the stipend would
That's
still
what we
be,
do. That's what
the
we do.
stipend
That would
would
have
still
to be
have to be
bargained.
paid out of the general fund, so it would be in the budget. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely going to want to know more about this, because I want to make sure we're checking the boxes on asking the right people and not just saying, well, we got to wait 2 years because we don't want to spend $40,000.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, you know, and again, this is my guess. The
Yeah.
town manager hasn't said no yet.
No, and I've never known a union when a town or government entity went to them and said, hey, we want to discuss something that is a benefit, to say no. So,
I have, but I don't want to get into it.
Of course,
No,
they have
no,
to have
but
the
they'll at
money.
least have the
They have to
discussion
have
is
the
what I'm
money in the
saying.
budget,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, you know, the combination
So
of
is
two
this going to be
things.
tabled for 2 years? I mean, what's the process going forward?
Well,
We're not
no.
putting it in the strat plan.
It's,
What are we
well, it
gonna
is
do?
actually, part of what we're doing was from the strategic plan. And if you'll remember, a couple of years ago, I did a benchmark study our salaries. And
Right.
And that was an outflow from the strategic plan. So this was just a further execution of that. We had several goals here, and one of them was to get our people on a higher pay level so we'd be more equal with the other
So are we gonna
communities out there.
update the strat plan so that we keep this on the fire over the next 2
It
years?
won't leave the strat plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll certainly keep it on the fire. But it's just a matter of how we go about it that we have a little bit of time to figure out.
And as they go through the budget process, they'll get more clarity on what the
Right.
path forward is.
And it may not happen this year, but maybe
Right.
we can find a way to do it another year or something like that. I don't know. It's like, situations change. It's like traffic. It opens up eventually sometimes, that sort of thing.
So the negotiation is in 2 years.
The next contract,
Renegotiation.
this contract expires on June 30th, 2026.
Okay. Well, as long as the folks know that you're trying the darndest.
Yeah, I've talked to most of the people involved with it specifically about this before or after the fact. And, they're appreciative of the fact we tried, not necessarily pleased with the results, but, we can only do what we can do.
Okay.
All right, so we will be conducting early voting here in the community room, starting at the end of February. The first day will be Saturday, February 23rd, and then we'll pick it up again during the following week. I'm sorry, it'll be
24th.
February 24th rather, and then we'll pick it up February 26th through March 1st. So this room will be unavailable during that period of time. We've moved some of the activities that we wanted to hold in here. The ones we couldn't, we've canceled or postponed other times. So we're ready to go on that. I'm going to be out of the office beginning February 23rd for a medical procedure, and I will be out for 2 to 3 weeks, is my estimate at this time, based on my conversations with a treating physician. During that period of time, I will still be available. I'll be at home. I will be checking emails. I will be taking phone calls. I'm going to have my phone forwarded to my house, so I'll be able to talk to the people here in the building. And we have a librarian in charge at all times, and that's the person who's going to make the on-site decisions. Anything that doesn't have to be decided right then, can be decided later, I'll take care of. So.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, and we're going to be teaming up with the Bruins again this year to take part in the annual Boston Bruins Pajama Drive, which benefits DCF's Wonder Fund, which I'm not really sure exactly what that is, and Cradle to Crayons, which is another nonprofit that takes care of disadvantaged young children. Our goal is to collect 50 pairs of pajamas. We come a little bit close to that in the past, but not quite. So basically, new pajamas, donated for homeless kids and teens, 2 drop boxes here in the library. We're looking for specific sizes primarily. Children and teens, we're talking about, what am I saying here? Children and teens size 12
No, that's
through
babies.
18 months, yeah, and adult mediums. No holiday pajamas, please. We'll take themed pajamas, but nothing that's Christmas or Valentine's Day or anything like that.
It says here local homeless kids. Does that mean Saugus?
That means they try their best to get them to, not Saugus kids, but also Lynn and the surrounding
The
areas.
catchment
They try
area?
to keep it as local as they can.
Wonderful.
And this will be, I don't know, we've done this every year since I've been here. And that's all I have.
Awesome. 50 pairs of pajamas doesn't sound that big of a challenge for a wonderful town like this. 50 pair, we should be able to do in about 2 weeks. I dare you.
Overdrive looks good. The circulation on Overdrive.
Yeah, that just keeps climbing. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Yeah, the evergreen circulation too is getting. I feel like we're finally. I can say, after this first half a fiscal year, that we're out of the woods in terms of the pandemic. It seems like our numbers are back, the programming numbers are back, the number of people coming in the library is back, and our CERT numbers are back up too, so.
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, anything else on the director's report? Awesome. Old business. I don't think we have any old business. New business. I don't think we have any new business.
No new business this month.
No new business this month. All right, so Michael suggested since we don't have anything urgent pending, we skip the March meeting to let the director recover, and proposed April, I forgot the date,
I'll get it. Come on.
April 11th? That second Thursday?
Yes, it is.
Yep, April 11th is the next meeting date, if everybody is good with that.
So no March 14th. Okay.
I'll be available if any of you need to get a hold of me.
Yeah, if anything pops up,
You have my cell.
we'll do a virtual meeting if we have to.
That's not over our break, is it?
No.
No, I think-
No,
No.
I think the break is the,
no, because we have the Wednesday, that Wednesday off.
You guys are off the
10th.
week of the 19th.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
week after.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm just looking forward to February
February
break.
okay. If we can have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn,
To say nobody wants to adjourn?
Second?
6:25.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. I guess we're done. I don't have a gavel. I have the Stanley before it was a Stanley.